the second part, or if we call it the follow up, I have thoughts.
Hmm?
Hello, everyone. Hi, and welcome to I don't know what episode we are of Get Your Geek On, number
Oh, sorry.
8, 9,
We
10,
yes, 10,
10.
and this is a
Wow,
follow-up for
it's
from the ninth episode. Then
right. Follow up to the Sandman, because now I have seen all the episodes and we can finally talk about it. Spoilers. It's going to be
yes.
spoilers. I guess so. Do you remember where did we leave it last time? Wh- Um,
Um.
I had seen the episode in the diner.
Yes.
Do
Okay. And it
you
was so long
mm,
ago now that I saw it. So you need to. Can you do a
remind
little
us?
quick?
Yes. So we're talking about the Sandman, the Dream, Lord of the Dreams, Morpheus, the whole. It's comic that it's a TV show. And on the previous episode, we talked about the first 5 episodes that are now on Netflix, where we see
Mm,
him. It's going to be spoiler, so it's spoiler alerts. He is trapped, or he is he's stuck in the world of the awakened on the
yeah.
humans, right?
Mm,
And because of that, there are a lot of things happening. He was trapped for 100 years, and things went ballistic in the dream realm. And he wanted to get back his items, which is his sand, his masks,
mm.
and everything. And I'm doing a very bad job in explaining shortly,
No,
but
it's okay. It's good. He need to get so he gets out of his cage or whatever
mhm,
enchantment that a sorcerer had put on him, and but his items are stolen.
yes.
His
And part of
sand,
what
his jewel,
mhm,
and his mask.
his
Yes.
mask, yes, and his nightmares are out in the free.
Yeah.
There are these 3 nightmares, and one of them is the Corinthian. And we
Mm,
talk about the Corinthian because he plays a
yeah.
big part in the show. I mean, he's a killer, basically.
Yeah.
He's murdering people, and it was what was it? The Harry Potter guy, the one that had
Oh
his
yes. He was son of the woman who lived with the sorcerer who had captured Dream, and
right,
she stole the jewel and the mask and the
right,
sand. She stole all the stuff,
yes.
uh, and she traded the mask for a special like ring that protects you.
Right, she got the protection. That's why she was alive for a
For
hundred
yeah,
years.
exactly. Her son stole the jewel from her.
She gave it to him.
Did she?
I think she gave it to him to
That's,
protect him. She was a lousy mother and said, I should have done this earlier or something like that. She gave it to him.
but I
He
think
was
he,
crazy. He was
yeah,
in an institute
because
like
of the jewel, because the jewel is not meant for humans to
yes,
control.
they lost their
Because there,
minds. Mm.
yes, it says that the jewel makes dreams come true, and I guess it does, but it's really hard to control, and it makes him crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
uh,
but and you have seen the whole episodes at the time, but I have seen up to an episode where it was very dark. We were talking
mm,
about how it was kind of okay. It's a very gothic atmosphere,
mm,
and the Dream he's a very goth person,
yeah, yeah,
which I mean I enjoy him. For me, it brings back like it's like okay, I'm in a bar in a goth club back in the early zeros or something. He looks for me. He's like the average, or not the average, like a Cure,
it's
the Cure
generic.
band, a
Oh,
generic Cure fan. The hair
yeah,
and the Cure fans will know what I mean. And I don't know if we should talk about the duck face.
yeah.
I
We
like
did it
him.
last time.
I did, but
But
it's even
I think it's a pout because he's pouting and is really like
yes,
very
yes,
cynical
yes.
character.
But what we were talking about is that I was not as impressed like from the first episodes, as in I enjoy the aesthetics and the whole
Mm,
gothiness and the dreams and everything. But it was like,
mm.
okay, why all the fuss? I mean, why did you like it was? Why did you stay locked up for 100 years when you could have just you didn't have to stay 100
Because
years?
he's if stubborn.
Exactly, a
I
stubborn
don't know.
goth. He was a
A
stubborn goth.
stubborn goth. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. But then as the show progresses, it becomes more and more darker. And you told me
Mm.
also, like, keep watching because you will get more goth
Yeah.
items, things. And then suddenly, after that diner episode,
Mm.
then we have the episode with his sister with death,
Yeah.
which is kind of, I mean, up to episode 5 or 6, we are kind of, okay, we are in the dream world and trying to
Get the
get
items,
back
but
the
then
items.
he has all his items. So now something else
I mean,
start to happen.
yes, I mean, I think it's time to go after the nightmares that have
Yeah.
escaped, and the Corinthian that he's, I mean, he's, as we say, murdering people. Uh, but after those episodes, after the diner episode, and after the sister episode,
Mm.
and then there's another episode that we go back into his past. Every
Mm.
100 years, he meets
Meets
a mortal. I mean, spoilers alert. I mean, we're going through,
mm,
but then
mm.
the
A mortal that he wished that he could live forever, so he
he
grants him that
granted. Hmm.
wish, just like an experiment to see how he will deal with that.
He thought he would hate it.
Yeah,
Dream Morpheus. He
dream.
thought he would hate
Mm.
it, but then the mortal, he was like, "No, I love it," like something like that.
Yeah, and
And
even when he had really bad years, like decades, he
mm,
was like, "So you want to die now?" But no, there's too
no,
much more to
exactly,
live for.
exactly, yes. But then the last two episodes, then
Mm.
we have like this the finale kind of approaching the
Yeah, there
climax
is a
or what.
kind of a plot behind all this.
Right, because
So,
you told me about the
mm,
sleeping disease.
yes, that I spoiled you a bit about the girl who fell asleep
Hmm.
during when Dream was captured. Some people didn't wake up.
Yes, and you said it very
Yeah.
nicely, like how they made the connection to an actual real life event. It was that
Yes.
sleepy disease, and they put it
Yeah.
into the show or in the comic. I don't know. Yes, and
Probably.
yes, and then we
Yes.
go back to the first episode, the reference, and we see how everything is connected.
Mm.
But then the last 2, 3 episodes, they became like, okay, we are between the dream and the realm of the dreams and the realm of the humans, the awaken.
Mm. They wake it. Mm.
But it kind of becomes like a murder show, like a
Yeah.
decade. What do you like a police
uh,
hunting criminals? You know,
Criminal show.
a
Does
criminal show.
it? Because
Remember the hotel and
yeah, I
the
know, but that was more like a funny episode to me. I don't.
well,
I mean, we
if
need to talk about that since
okay, yes.
we well, at least I have been to some conventions,
Hmm.
and it was kind of new to me to be go to conventions. It was just 2017. I went for my real first convention was Worldcon. I'm not sure you didn't. You have not been to Worldcon, but have you
Mm-mm.
been to any other
Oh, well, I have been
conventions?
to gaming exhibitions. I have been to Gamescom in Stockholm,
Mm.
and also
But did you ever go to like the panels to a convention when you go to
well, it was.
panels?
I don't know if you can count it as a panel. It was one of those the science fiction book handle bookstore here in Sweden. They arrange
Mm.
some sort of small conventions, and they have
Mm.
invited actors. and I could hear them. It was the actor. Now I'm very horrible with names. We know that
Mm.
the actor that played Hodor from
Mm.
so
From
he
Game of
was
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. So he was talking. So I was watching him. So I
I
don't know
know
if you.
his first name is Christian, but I don't know his last
He was
name.
very funny. It was great. I don't know if that counts as a panel. And then it
I
was
don't really think so because if I can just compare this episode, I'm not called what the murder,
yeah,
what it's called.
it was. I know what you mean.
They
It
call
was
it
like
a
an
serial.
föreläsning, or what do you say in
No,
English?
but it's a panel. But that's the thing with conventions that you have. Uh, well, that's the
Like
core
many
of
people
conventions
talking.
that you have a lot of panels, and you
Mhm.
can't see them all because they are at the same time. So you need to like, okay, I want to see this panel. I want to, so you kind of plan your day through the conventions, and
Uh,
then you also have concerts and other stuff.
yes.
And in this, they have
Yeah.
like it's called a serial con, I think.
It's called cereal something, but it was the
With
cereals
cereal,
that you
yeah.
eat
So
the
everybody,
cereals.
yeah, exactly. But it was actually for serial killers, and I.
Exactly. That yes.
Well, the fun thing about it was that the panels was exactly like this on this. Well, I only been to geek, really like science fiction and fantasy conventions, but it is exactly like that, except like the thing with the women.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
glad I
yes,
laughed so
yes,
hard about that.
yes,
That
yes,
was
yes,
so
yes.
funny because that's
Eh,
exactly like that. But, oh, the bandit only take the credit for it, like
Yeah, yeah,
taking
I get
credit
it.
for the murders. Oh
Mm,
god, I think it was so funny.
yes.
So very dark. I know it's very morbid, but I it was
It
funny.
was. I mean, it was sarcastic in that sense. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Yes, yes. Um, but I mean, the girl that this is the main. We shouldn't spoil. I don't know if we should spoil, but the main character that is the
Mm,
center of that plot.
mm. But
I
we
mean,
need to talk about that because that's
okay,
the I think we need to spoil that there
okay, we spoil it.
are a
Spoil away.
girl that they
Mm.
call a vortex who kind of, I mean, she gets some kind of, she's born with some kind of power to, I don't know, control dream, but somehow tap into the dream world. I'm not
Yeah, she
sure. It
had the
was
ability to connect. It was a connection between all the dreams that she was
mm,
inside the dream
yeah, she could
realm.
walk through other dreams.
Other people, yes,
Mm,
and bring things that happen in the dream
dream
into
world into
reality.
real. Yeah, exactly.
And through that, she
Mm,
could find her missing brother.
yes,
It's
because that's what it starts with.
right.
That she needs. She was. What do you say when you get to live in a home like a foster? Yeah, they went into foster care, she and her brother, because
The brother
her
went to foster care. She was with her mother. The parents
what happened? The
divorced.
parents divorced, yes, and
So
the
the girl went
mother,
to the mom,
yes,
and the
and
boy with the father. And I guess the father died. And so the boy ended up in
in
foster.
foster care. That was yes,
Yeah.
and then later her mom died, and she tried to find her brother. Yes, so
Yes.
that's how it starts.
Mhm.
How the character is presented at the beginning, and
Right.
then she
That was a
kind of
tough
just
episode when we get to see what is happening to the brother. It was a
yes,
bit not dream related or fantasy. It was a real life foster
yes,
care incident going wrong. I was like, it's like, what the
yeah,
very
yeah, I know.
sad for those situations that do happen. Anyway, yeah.
Yes, it is kind of have a really dark, but also kind of the because it's still dark. I know the serial episode is
It
really dark, but I still think it's fun.
yeah, it was it.
Ah,
I mean, yeah,
because
you
it's
don't
so
have
stupid.
conventions. Well, I
No,
don't know. Maybe they do have. I don't know.
who
I mean,
knows? I
yeah.
mean, you have a convention about really weird stuff, and you should actually come to Worldcon. Something you will see that it's a complete other different. It's not like the game or like a Comic Con or
Well, the gaming
not the Comic Con in
conventions.
Sweden or the Game Expos. It's not the same.
Well, the one that I was in Germany. What is it? Is it games comic? No, what is? Oh my god, it's a big one. people
I guess
from
Comic-Con, I guess, it usually is that
it's
way, but not in
it's a
Sweden. We don't have.
Gamescom, but or I have to find in
But
Gamescom.
because you just thing with the panels, that was
It's
just so
Gamescom.
funny.
Gamescom, right, in
Mm,
Germany. I mean, they do. I'm certain they have panels there. It's just that you need an extra ticket to be able to have access to the gaming panels to
mm,
see the developers and talk about games.
mm.
I don't really remember. I mean, but I haven't been to those. I have been to the general entry where you get to
Yeah,
just walk around.
yeah.
Yeah. But I get it. I get it. Yeah.
But it is a special
Yes.
experience. Yes.
Mm.
I think just yes, it was really funny about those.
I mean, it was like okay, serial. It was like serial. Like the boy, there is a little boy in the story, and he thought it was about the breakfast cereal.
Yes,
Yeah, but it
and I
was.
guess that's why they presented it to be. It's not like they're actually okay with, because that would be real good if the police know they were going to have a serial convention.
It
Just
was
get
a
them all.
smart word play. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it
Mhm.
was funny. And yes, the Corinthian is like the special guest, because that's also a thing with the conventions, that you always have like special guests. That's like the
Yes.
bringer in of people.
Yes.
It's exactly like that. So yeah, I
And
like that.
yes. No, it was. I mean, if you put a normal or a regular theme for a convention, I guess
Mm.
that's what a regular convention is with the guest, a special
Yes, it
guest,
is.
talks, and people listen. Yes, yes.
It's, yes,
It was well
it was really well
designed.
done. Yes,
Yes, well done. Um,
it ended a bit dark, but yes. Oh, the
eh,
thing with the doctor, that was real crazy. But I guess that could be, that might be a detail that's more spoilery, but I don't think that's a bit.
what the doctor was doing, you mean?
Yes, like her, because you could she walks into their dreams, and how that's what she likes to do, to just
She was one of the
operate on
serial
people.
killers,
Yes,
and
like,
she was a doctor. So,
because
oops.
she was very like she was very, sorry, I'm Swinglish here,
Yes,
uh like well spoken and like
properly dressed
posh,
nicely, the
properly,
hair,
yes.
everything. She was.
She's, yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Mm,
No, they were creepy. The other two, they were
mm.
creepy. But
Yes,
the,
and the girl, yes, she's very important uh, to the story and to Dream, but he doesn't know it in the
yes,
first 5 episodes or 6 episodes, but then she kind of gets
right. Because at the
into the
beginning,
story.
he's not really aware of the vortex.
No, he
No.
isn't. And I guess she hasn't really used her powers before that either. So that, but she said she had weird dreams a long time. But I guess he was also stuck in that prison for
Mm,
that time. So, and then he was occupied to trying to find his items, and now he's looking for the nightmares. And she is also looking for her brother, and one of the nightmares are connected to her brother.
right.
So they kind of cross paths there.
Yes. I have questions now,
Mm,
that we talk about it and I reflect at the same time and I'm thinking of the
mm,
whole show. So I have a few questions. So
mm,
one question is, I will tell them so that I don't forget them. One
mm.
question is, do you think that that the production had some ups and downs when it comes to budget, like they spent a good amount of money in CGI maybe,
I
but the
don't think so.
plot was not as mature as it could have been? And then what about the desire? We can take that later.
Mm,
But because I feel the first episode of The Dream was kind of, it was impressive, like
mm,
good actors. But then it kind of, not that the actors were not good, but you didn't have the big names in the second part of the show, let's say.
mm.
and maybe the plot. Okay, I understand the plot. I could follow the plot. It was
Mm.
good, but maybe I needed more depth. I don't know if it makes sense. What do you think? What is, or maybe it's me.
Well, like I said before in the other episode, that it feels like every episode has kind of its own story, that they
Yes,
could be standalone. That's how I feel about it, and I kind of like that they all have like different themes every
yes,
episodes, and it
yes.
wasn't made the same way as
Right.
like series often are. And I think also there was different people uh, directing uh, the episodes. I think, I'm not sure about that. We need to fact check that,
M-
but I think I
Maybe it's
saw
true.
different names in the end, so that's why I
Maybe it's true.
believe
So
that.
they gave all of them gave their own style
Kind
into
of
the
style,
show. Yeah.
yes, but still have connection, of course, to the comics. I guess I have not read it, so I don't know, but I guess, and I hope they have used
Yes.
plots from the comics,
Mm.
and but kind of making them their own style, and I like that. And I didn't. I kind of think thought it was more depths beyond just with the girl, the vortex, and how she then um, learns about her grandmother,
Mm.
and it is a bit. I guess it's a bit vague. It doesn't really get into all the details, but I kind of just like the feel of it, the mystery of it.
I mean, yeah, you get like a good feeling, like if it was a feel good kind of ending
Mm,
in a way, because yeah, but that, it's like I had the feeling the grandmother,
mm,
which is a survivor of the first episode, the sleepy sickness,
mm,
that she finds. I mean, huge spoilers here. We're talking about
mm,
huge spoilers here. Um, and the girl, the grandchildren, the
mm,
granddaughter.
mm,
I felt like, okay, they are so happy that they are finding each other. And yes, okay, she had a hard time finding her brother, the girl,
mm.
but the grandmother wants to help. But I felt like maybe I have seen so many, I don't know, criminal shows that something will go wrong, that something will
Yeah,
happen,
probably.
like someone is going to kill someone and they will not be able to meet
Mm,
again. Which it's not like they had a happy ending, but it didn't happen in such a brutal way.
mm.
Yeah.
I don't remember, how did she end up in that house with the weird people that we need to talk
Oh,
about.
right. Yes.
I'm not remembering why. sh-
I
How
don't
did
remember.
she
It
get?
was like an Airbnb. No, was
She
it?
was looking for her brother, and she needed to find that social worker. So she went to that town where that social worker
Mhm.
was, and she ended up living in this house. But I don't remember how she got
I don't remember
name.
if it was an Airbnb because they said they only talk on the phone, but they told their life story because they connected with
Mm,
the owner and then everyone else because they met at the same time and she had her friend with her and then they all ended up staying there.
her
Lida,
friend. What
Lida,
friend?
the one that she had lost her husband, the
Jealous.
girl.
Yeah, yeah,
She was dreaming about her
exactly.
dead husband. Yes.
Yes, of course. So yeah.
So yeah, it was. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was like a temporary house, but they ended up knowing everyone at the same time,
Mm.
or that was a weird house, but that the gothic feeling
Yeah.
was huge in that place.
Yes.
It was.
But did you like the goth girls, or
Yes.
did you
Yeah, yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I was never that kind of goth. I was never
No,
dressed in my youth as like um,
veil.
a veil or anything. but I mean, I have the same haircut like they do. um, um, and dark clothes, but yeah, yeah. I knew of people that were wearing those things,
Mm,
but it was not as common. But yeah, no, yeah. To I like I more it I am more closer to the owner of the
mm,
home. That gothiness that is more of a modern day goth, not a Victorian goth.
mm.
But yeah, or you know, if I make any sense. But yeah, it was. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. It was fun. I mean, yeah, it
Mm.
was everything. It had a very gothic feeling, and the dream himself. For me, he looks like he ended up. He came out from a goth club, a random goth club, wherever, somewhere in the world. For that, I liked him. I could easily have a crush on him if I was 10 years younger and single, and I saw him in a goth club. I could easily, yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So,
I was thinking that's gonna be some kind of dollhouse or something, just because they had the couple called Barbie and Ken, but
oh,
it wasn't not that.
oh, that is a dark thought.
Yeah, because the goth girls felt like some kind of old dolls, just like how they looked. And we had Barbie and Ken, but then I couldn't really fit in the others, so
Yeah.
it wasn't. But it was definitely something weird in that with that house. And I guess the
Yeah.
girl, the vortex, made it even weirder. I'm not really sure.
I mean, she could go in their dreams. So, yeah.
Mm. Oh God, it can be. Is it okay if we spoil even more? Because
Go ahead.
it's so many different parts that's very interesting. It's like
Yes.
because she's a vortex, the dreams and the nightmares. That's because not all was nightmares. I think it's also a dream that didn't come back when the Sandman, the dream, when he come back, all the
Mhm.
dreams didn't come back, but there was it two nightmares and a dream, or was there more?
So it was. So
I
it
guess it
was a
was three.
Corinthian, and what is the other?
Yeah, she's yes,
Go.
it's a
The
very
what?
short name, but
Yeah, with a G that starts with a G.
yeah,
Gort,
something like
something
that.
like that. So those two nightmares, and I think it was
And
something.
then
It
it
was
was a dream.
it was a dream. Okay, so I don't
Mm.
remember that. But
And
yeah.
because she's a vortex, they are kind of drawn to her.
Mhm.
So, and I guess that's why one of the dreams ended up with her brother, because maybe it resonates in his
Right.
brother.
They were
Well, she was
tired of being she
being
was
a
tired
nightmare.
nightmare, so she wanted
Yeah,
to
that
be
that
something
was
else.
really beautiful in the
Mm,
end there.
yeah.
She because she really did a nice thing for this boy, even if he
The dream didn't approve of that. Morpheus didn't approve of that.
pro of that now.
But
Yeah.
yes, she was trying to help the boy in a
Mm,
way in his dreams.
mm,
Yeah. So it was kind of a sad, but she was honest. She came
mm,
forward to, yeah, okay, I did it. I have to take my punishment in a
mm.
way. Yeah.
And also, one of the residents of that house is also a dream. That's very
Stephen
played by
Fry.
Stephen Fry. So that's we have the big name, I guess.
Mm,
And I
true.
mean, he's
Yeah.
awesome as always.
Yeah. Yes.
So I really enjoyed, because he was so weird, but like in a delightful way. And when we learned, like, I guess I did understand it even before they said it, but it took me a while to understand. But right, this is why it's weird, because he is a dream, and
Oh,
just how he worded things, and I just liked that character a lot.
yeah. I figured that
And
he's playing that he had some connection with the Sandman, but I wasn't sure.
no, I
But
guess they are
but
all. He is the creator of them. He
yeah.
created all those
Yeah.
people in the dream world.
Mm.
So,
And
and I kind of liked that. Okay, I know he's a real brooding guy, Dream, but I kind of like that he really is like this. He is the creator of this world, and I
Mhm.
kind of like that he's like his saying is what, as he's the real ruler. I mean, he can be kind of brutal, but because what's happening is that Laita, the woman who
Mhm.
her husband had died, she dreams about her husband, and since the vortex is near her, her dreams comes true more or less,
Mhm.
and she kind of lives with that husband in her dreams, and she gets pregnant in her dreams, and she gets pregnant in real life, and the dream says that child belongs to me. It was kind of like hard, but I kind of like that, how that's I don't mean I like it if that would have happened to me, but just as a storyline, I kind of like, and it fits very
I
storytelling.
understand what you mean because
Mm,
that child was a product of her dreams. It doesn't
yes.
belong in reality. I mean, but
Mm,
it would have been very brutal to take that from her, of course. But
yes.
the Morpheus, he was like, it's not real. But yeah,
Mm.
she got to keep it. She kept
Did
it.
she? Yeah, I
Yes,
guess she
they
did.
grew. They. It was
They
like,
had some
okay, the
comment.
baby is yours to keep in the end. It's because how did he explain it? He gave a nice explanation that
Mm.
okay, you get like I don't know, you get a freebie, you get this one or something
Yeah, but I
like that.
guess because the vortex, well, it also reveals that she's not really well. Ugh.
The
Oh,
grandma.
we have just, yeah, the grandma. We're just gonna be. This is gonna be just spoilers all the time. But
Mhm.
the grandma then reveals that she is the real vortex. She should have been the vortex, and all this stuff happens because of a plot that one of his brothers slash sisters has
Sibling.
a sibling has concocted for just, I don't know really the reason, because he has, his siblings are death, desire, misery,
Despair.
despair,
All the D's. So we have dream, death, desire, despair, and destiny. I think he
destiny,
mentioned. I
maybe,
think,
I
but
think,
I'm not
yes.
sure. But
Is
yeah,
that a Greek thing?
destiny. No.
No, those kind, that these should be like gods.
Well, I don't know, to be
I
honest.
just don't know if I heard
Uh,
that in some other place,
I
because
mean,
there are
I
some
wouldn't.
other Greeks mythology in this story. So I thought maybe just.
I mean, we have Morpheus. Morpheus is,
Mm,
yeah, the god of the dreams. But I don't know much about that lore, to be honest.
mm.
And the others, they're not. Death, of course.
Death, I guess, is
Yeah, yeah,
Hades.
okay. I Hades, yes. Then despair. I don't know about despair and destiny.
No, because
But
there are some other. I don't know either.
yeah, but it was a nice. It got all the D's together. I like that.
Mm,
Yeah. But yes, my question is what I didn't understand and it didn't make sense is okay. So the grandma that was a child back then,
mm,
100 years ago,
mm,
why did desire, which is dreams sibling,
mm.
had a child with her? Because that's how we have the young vortex.
Mm.
Because he wanted
Okay.
to mess with him, like,
Yeah,
don't mess with my realm again. Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I made my brother like,
I
oh,
think that's just what the person, the sibling, that what desire just wants to fuck with Dream for some reason.
but so how did she become pregnant while she was sleeping?
Because
She
she
was
was a vortex,
so she was sleeping. She became
and she
pregnant.
has, and he came to her, and since she had that ability to like
to mix
mix
reality.
reality
Mhm.
mix reality with dreams. That's how it happens. And I feel like, well, I guess both desire and despair, they wanted to mess with dream for some reason. I'm
Mhm.
not really sure why. It just felt like
We're bored. Let's do
we're
something.
bored. Let's do some fun with our with our brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that this was like, okay, now we know why and why he is involved or she or whatever it is.
Mm,
But I was like, okay, but it made a story. It made a good story, I guess. I mean, I enjoyed it, but the whole show. But
mm,
there were some parts that it was left that was leaving me like, why? But in
mm.
general, it was cool, and we have
It was
Lucifer,
probably some details that maybe goes over our heads because we haven't read the comic.
maybe,
Uh,
yeah,
and I
and
feel like I don't need actually a second season if they don't get the budget for it. It feels
I
like
agree.
it's a good creation of its own,
Hmm.
and I don't feel that I need to see more. But I did really enjoy it, and I think I will rewatch it at some point.
I agree with you. I mean, I did
Mm,
enjoy it. The whole aesthetics. It is kind of a goth, and the whole darkness and morbid and
mm,
dark. And I mean, yeah, it's not a happy show. So that was it was a nice show. But and yes, I'm happy with one season. It felt like it had a closure,
mm, it
even though
did
we get something a little bit from
from
Lucifer.
it. Yeah,
But just we can continue our lives without that
yeah.
happening.
If it doesn't happen, because
Yeah.
it's not decided yet if they have the budget for it,
Mm.
and I don't know how well it actually went did. But
Me neither. Me neither. But
I'm not.
well, it was a
But
cool show.
it
Yeah.
was a good show. We didn't talk about Lucifer because that was also kind of a fun detail. They
Uh, yes. Well, the Lucifer. You mean like that? It appears in the end also.
no, but we didn't really talk about that episode with when he, because a demon had traded with that woman who stole his items
Oh
for
yes.
that ring. So he knew his mask was in hell. So he went to hell to get that mask, and so he went. So he goes to Lucifer, and it's a she,
It's a
played
she.
by
Yes.
Brianna of Tart. It was a really, oh,
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm so bad with names.
Yeah. Gwendoline.
Well, yes, Gwendolyn. Yes,
Yes.
something.
Well, she's cool. Yes. It was a
She's really cool.
nice. It was a cool thing that they made Lucifer a woman.
Yes,
I enjoyed it. Yes.
she really felt like the light bringer. Like
Y-
she was very beautiful, and like she was all dressed in white, and she kind of glowing, and yeah, I like that.
Yes. And at the end of the episode of the season, she was in red.
Mm.
Yes. But still, yes, it was cool.
There are a lot of characters, and like we
Mm.
said, it all episode had its own plot and character developments. That's very interesting. So I will definitely rewatch this series again, and I think
I mean, yeah, you will see
definitely we
things
will
that you
probably
probably
see different.
missed.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I think so too. So
Mm.
I would definitely recommend this series.
Mm. Yes. 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 If you like supernatural stuff and dark and
Mm.
gothic and like dreams and murders and mysteries of the
Yeah.
supernatural, definitely. Yeah.
Mm.
Uh, can we talk about? I mean, it just came to me. I haven't planned for
Yeah.
it. About time management and how. Oh my, it was a struggle for me to watch the whole season.
Mm.
Not because I didn't want to. I mean,
I know. Well, I
older
also,
grown-up geeks. It's like we have no
yeah.
time to enjoy our
But the thing is that
geekiness.
I what I do, but I guess maybe it doesn't work as well with your kid. But
Mm,
I watch shows on my phone. because then I can like be in the sofa, I can watch, I can pause it, and then maybe do something, she needs something, and then I can go. That's how I watch shows. Because
Yeah.
I don't have really the energy after she goes to bed, then I just fall asleep.
Ex-
So that's how
exactly.
I do it.
Yeah.
And I know it's
No.
not the
mm,
best, I mean, the best quality, but it's good enough. And uh,
I hear
it
you.
works. It works.
Yes, I guess it is. As you, I mean, for that show, I wanted to have like a big screen
Mm,
experience. That's why. So
yeah.
it's like, okay, after he goes to bed, my son, then
Mhm.
I don't know, do something, have a shower, whatever, and then it's time to
Mm,
lie down, and then after,
yeah.
yes, not because the show is bad, but because
It's just you're
exhausted.
tired.
Yes, I'm
Yes.
tired. Uh, but yeah, I mean, watching things on the phone, it is, yeah. I guess that's a solution.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes,
uh,
that's how I watch all my
time
shows.
time management for the grown-up geeks with
Yes.
jobs and responsibilities and kids, and yeah, it's yeah.
Yes, so that's audiobooks and watch shows on your phone
Yes,
and play games on your
and
phone.
speaking of audiobooks, just to make a short also like hint
Mm,
or about our book club, I did download
mm.
because we are members of the book club, Viking Booty, the Swedish chapter of Vaginal Fantasy by Felicia Day. I think we should always include that in our show so
Yeah.
that people know. Um, so yeah, what is it? It was the change that we are reading. Is it for November? By Kirsten
Mm,
Miller. It is the one with the three sisters, I think.
yes. Yes. The
Yes,
change. Yes.
it is 15 hours.
Wasn't that the rune mark that was 15 hours? I haven't.
Well, this is also 15 hours.
Okay.
So I will have to start listening
Yeah.
and hope for the best. Um, but speaking of not grown up kids, grown up geeks, it was a one choice of books because it had grown up characters, main characters,
Like
and
40
not
plus
40
characters.
plus. Like, yes, yes, and not
Yes.
youngsters like teenagers or
Mm,
in the yeah. So I'm curious to see how we will relate to them
yes.
if yeah,
If we do.
if if we do, yeah.
The only thing I just wanted to add, just in the end, because we talked about that last time,
Yes,
about The Longest Journey is the game I'm playing on my Nostalgia
yes.
Friday. Uh, that he has taken some inspiration from the Sandman and especially the Vortex, I guess. Even if it's not really because, yeah, thank you. Uh, that April Ryan doesn't really make dreams come through. It just she shifts between two different worlds through the dreams. And she kind of can focus if she really thinks about a place, she can goes to that place through her dreams somehow.
Right, but she doesn't really. Well, she has some things happening in her real life because, or as
Mm,
parts of her dream, like that in her studio, that she has the hologram of a
mm,
dragon that comes to life.
yes,
Yes,
yes.
but I guess she's dreaming herself in
But
between
that's not
dreams.
really her fault, I guess, because that's because the guardian have left his place and no one has taken
Mm.
over. So there's no one channeling the
Mm.
two worlds. And that also connects to the book we are reading this month, The Rune Marks, about order and chaos. But that seems like that's because this is supposed to be about North mythology. I don't really um, recognize as much because I know very little. Even if I am Swedish, I know very little of the Asa faith. You say about like Thor and
Well,
Odin.
yes.
I know about Thor, Odin, and Loki, and and things like that. But there are a lot more mythology that I don't know about.
I can
And
relate to that. I mean, I know the names of the ancient Greek gods, but I don't know everything they have done
no,
because it's huge, and I guess it's similar with the Norse
yes.
mythology. Yeah.
And also, like the thoughts about Ragnarok and all the other stuff that's not really related to the gods. I don't know much about that, but they are talking about this in this book, The Rune Marks, about that there have been like a war and they have kind of split. Order and chaos have split, and right
Hmm.
now in the world, order is like the winner of that war.
Hmm.
Uh, and something about that Loki
Hmm.
is part of the chaos, but they still need each other. But right now they're kind of repressing the chaos and the magic. So that's very similar to the longest journey. So I guess, and since Ragnar, who made the longest journey, is from Norway, I can see
He's
that's
very much.
how. So I really
Yes.
see now how this game came to life, and I really enjoy it.
Yes. So make sure to join Nemi Cute. We say it. Twitch, find her, and what's on every Friday you play now retro gaming or yes old games, and now you
Yeah.
go through the longest journey, which is a great game. So go watch the entire series from the first episode. It's a great game.
Yes,
It
it's a
is.
great game. Great
Yes.
story.
Yes. Well, so that's it for our follow up, the Sandman Part 2
Mm.
episode. It was a great show. We liked it. Thank you for listening. Oh, our social media, right?
Mm.
I mean, you can find us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles, our Twitter handles on the screen or in the description below. If you're listening the audio version, you can find everything in the show description. So make sure to like, follow, subscribe, send us a message, leave us, I don't know, say hi on Twitter. So make sure to
Mm.
follow us for future updates. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kerstin. And see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.